This is All India Radio. In the program Spotlight now, we bring you a discussion on initiatives by Indian Railways during COVID-19. The participants are Shine Jacob, journalist, and AIR correspondent Renu Kataria.
The Ministry of Railways in its press conference said that more than 2,600 special trains have run till date and more than 35 lakh migrants have availed the benefits of these trains. How was the Indian Railways able to do this with the danger of coronavirus disease spreading and with the lockdown?
I would like to go back to the timeline that has led to this. Around 28 March that the states were first permitted to use funds under the disaster relief. After that, around April 19, intrastate movement of workers were allowed. Then around April 29, interstate movement of buses were allowed. And on May 1, the interstate movement of trains through Shramik specials were allowed. So what are these Shramik special trains? Shramik special trains were launched basically to help migrant workers, pilgrims, tourists, students and other persons who are stranded at different places during the lockdown. They started the Shramik special trains on May 1st. So far, as per the data available with Ministry of Railways, around 3.5 million people were transported. Around 2,600 trains were operated in last 23 days. So according to the estimate, apart from there the intrastate trains that transported people within states, that comes to another 1 million people. So total of around 4.5 million people were transported in last 20 to 25 days by the Indian Railways.
Railway Board Chairman Vinod Kumar Yadav said that Indian Railways is running Shramik special trains to transport stranded migrants and several services will be planned in the coming days. What special services is the Indian Railways looking at? What are they planning?
The Indian Railways is going to come up with 200 special trains starting from June 1. So as I mentioned before, Shramik specials, so already they have operated around 2,600 trains. The coming 10 days, starting from today, another 2,600 trains are being planned. That means it will help in transporting around 36 lakh stranded migrants will be transported. So I will give you a rough estimate of the stranded migrants population in India. So as per a recent statement by the Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, there around 8 crore migrants are stranded in various states. So if you go by this statistic, you need an Indian Railways to transport such large share of people who are stranded at various parts. As I told you before, on April 29, interstate movement of buses were allowed. But since then, only 40 lakh people were transported through buses. So that means in the coming 10 days are going to be very crucial as far as transportation of stranded migrants, stranded passengers are concerned.
The Indian Railways will partially restore train services from 1st of June and the booking for 200 trains has begun. What are the guidelines that have been issued by the Indian Railways for people who are booking their tickets now?
Indian Railways partially restarted the service on May 12th. So then they started around 15 pairs or 30 trains were started initially. So these trains were fully air-conditioned trains and destined to various parts of the country. Now on June 1st, 200 passenger trains are going to start operation. So booking has commenced from May 21st and so far around 14 lakh tickets are booked for these trains. These leases will be in addition to the existing Shramik special trains and also the special air-conditioned trains to help migrants. So these trains will be fully reserved and having both air-conditioned and non-AC classes and general coaches as well. So if you look into the fare part of it, the normal fare is going to be charged from general coaches, reserved and second seating. And there will be no unreserved coach in these trains. So running of Shramik special trains to continue during the same time, even though these new trains are going to be introduced. Normal rail passengers and services will still remain capped, even though these 200 trains are going to come up. So there are certain norms that they have come up with as far as important rules people are traveling in these trains will have to follow. So railways will ensure that there will be separate and an entry-exit gates at stations and plus in addition standard social distancing norms and safety, security and hygiene protocols are to be followed. So movement of passengers and drivers of the vehicle to and fro from the railway stations are being allowed on confirmed railway tickets. This is as per the MHA guidelines. In case of the booking of tickets, initially when they started the bookings were being happening only through IRCTC websites and online platforms basically. Now from 22nd of May, the reservation counters are being opened in a phased manner. In addition, normal ticketing agents are being reactivated, and this is as per the local needs and conditions. So earlier, on the initial days of lockdown, I'm talking about trains that started since May 12th, that reservation period was around 7 days. So now, for these 200 trains, the advance reservation period will be a maximum of 30 days. In addition, RAC and waitlist tickets will also be available, even though you will not be allowed to travel without a confirmed ticket.
So how was the Indian Railways impacted by COVID-19 overall, and how did the Indian Railways plan for this lockdown?
Indian Railways, as I said, like every other institution in the country, every other organization in the country, Indian Railways is also affected by this lockdown. So its main revenue earner or breadwinner is freight service. So freight service, if you look at the year, the annual figures or so far, from April 1 to May 23. So the railway handled around 124.28 million tons of loading. So this is around 30% less than what it handled during the same time from April 1 to May 23 period during the last year. So that way, on freight services, they have losing traffic like anything. And in freight earnings also, these figures are being shown. For example, around 40% decline in revenue or the earnings are there compared to the same time last year, the period that we are talking about from April 1 to May 23. That is around 11,295 crore is the total earnings during this time from freight services. While during last year, this time, this was around 40% higher than what it is now. So that means they are facing serious challenge as far as freight revenue is concerned, which is the main breadwinner. March 22, April and May 1, there were no passenger services at all. So they were losing their huge revenue that were coming out from passengers because of this lockdown that started on March 22. So railways, they were severely hurt as far as their revenue, earnings and also loading is concerned, even though freight traffic is there. So overall, except for food grains, there is no serious increase in any of their traffic. For example, in food grains, there was a 109% increase compared to the same time last year. On the other hand, all the other major commodities, that is coal, for example, there is a 34% decline, and minerals and iron ore, 33.88% decline. So almost all the same lines that they are facing severe loss in their traffic as well.
So can we also talk about the contribution of Indian Railways to fight coronavirus? They've been manufacturing the PPEs, and you can give us more examples on this. So how do we see the Indian Railways contribution to fight coronavirus, the nationwide lockdown?
As I said, transportation of migrant travelers, that itself is a huge service. When every other sector was fighting, every other sector was reluctant to come to operation, Railway started its operation to ensure that people are not stranded. In addition, around 5,000 coaches are being converted into quarantine centers. That means around 80,000 beds will be there for in case the nation needs it. After that, around 5,000 beds in 70 dedicated hospitals, that means railway hospitals, are being allotted for this. For example, during this time also, railways ensured that there is no disruption in the trade movement. So had there been any disruption, for example, if coal is not there, power sector will not work. So they ensured that coal availability is there. Power sector is not working. What does that mean? Your drinking water supply will be affected. There will be ripple effect because of this if railways stop operation. So during this time only, they started the new special parcel services for transporting essential items like medical supplies and equipment, food items like milk, dairy, etc. These special trains were started in around 89 routes. As you mentioned, they came out with in-house production of PPEs also. Overall, PPE designed and developed in-house by the railway workshop are being coming into the market. So around 1.2 lakh coveralls of PPEs were produced as on May 21st. So production will come to around 4,000 per day from railway manufacturing units. In addition, around 1.4 lakh liters of sanitizer production is being done. So they are produced around 1.4 lakh liters of sanitizer. In addition to that, I want to add that 20 lakhs of reusable face covers are being produced. So that means railways were in action when the country needed it the most. I would like to add that during this time, as part of this social sector commitment, they were supplying free meals by IRCTC from its base kitchen. Over 47 lakh free meals were served till May 22. So all these are huge contributions that Railways is giving to the country.
It is also believed that Indian Railways can use the current crisis as an opportunity to create a new business model by overhauling its passenger and freight segments. So which areas should the Indian Railways be focusing on?
This is a sort of opportunity for railways in the sense they can now take this time for planned work. Their infrastructure works that were stuck, they can speed up those. So in normal cases, what you do, if you have some infrastructure work or work that happen on railway line, then you have to go for planned blockade. So now when the services are not there, they don't need a planned blockade. So it is upon the railways to make the maximum use of this time period and ensure that their services are or the infrastructure development are being done properly.
So there must be a lot of queries that the people may be having regarding bookings and travel now that it's starting from June 1st. So what are the steps the Indian Railways is taking for its customers and the general public?
So bookings now will be in advance for 30 days. So earlier it was for 7 days advance booking were available. Now it will be available for 30 days. So all passengers will be compulsorily screened and will be allowed to board the train. So as per the direction, passengers will have to reach the station at least 90 minutes in advance. So only passengers with confirmed tickets, as I said, will be allowed to enter the railway station premises also. So that means they will take extra caution to maintain the social distancing. And I have gone to one of the stations during this time, and it was compulsory for all the passengers to wear masks at the entry and during the travel. And they have to maintain the social distancing both at the station and on trains. On their arrival at their destination, passengers should go through the health protocols as prescribed by the destination state. So in some states, these passengers were asked to go on quarantine. In other states, there were normal routine checkup. After that, they were asked to go on home quarantine. So they will have to follow the protocols as per what the states are being guided. So in addition, all quotas of passengers to be permitted in regular trains and limited number of reservation counters are being operated. So as far as concessions are concerned, concessions for only 4 categories or Divyangan, and 11 categories of patient concessions are permitted. And cancellations and refund rules are as per the regular thing. And refund of fare, if in case passengers are not found fit for traveling due to symptoms of condition, will be done by the railway. So they have come out with a detailed roadmap as far as the passenger traveling is concerned, booking is concerned, and also how the passenger should behave on train.
So talking about the roadmap, how do you see the Indian Railways roadmap will be ahead once the lockdown is lifted?
Once the lockdown is lifted, it will be a gradual phase-wise lifting of or restart of operations by the Indian Railways. That's what I believe. So already they have mentioned that it will be graded restart. So what they have to give prime importance, for example, in normal suburban services or in metros also, the risk that these services are facing, they have to maintain. In addition, social distancing norms have to be maintained. That's a huge challenge that will come in front of railways once the services are being restarted. People will also have to see, all the authorities will also have to see that the stations are being maintained properly. In addition, the on-board security, all these functions will be changed. The existing norms will have to be rewritten. That's what I believe.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
You were listening to a discussion on initiatives by Indian Railways during COVID-19. The participants were Shine Jacob, journalist, and AIR correspondent Renu Kataria. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of All India Radio. You can listen to it on our mobile app, News on AIR. This program is also available on our website, newsonair.com. You may email your opinion about this program at airnsttalks@gmail.com.